Hiya, only me. So this is another video, and this marks my 5 months on hormones mark. It's strange to think that I'm 20 weeks on T. I think for every kind of trans guy out there, it's until you get on hormones, it seems such a long, it is a long journey, but it seems such a long, strenuous journey. And then when you watch all these videos of guys saying, "Oh, I can't believe I'm so much on, I'm so long on T," and things like that. Before T, you kind of like, how on earth can you forget how long you've been on T and forget your marks and things like this? But once you're on T, that's not kind of your main focus anymore. Your main focus, my main focus at the moment, is heading towards top surgeries and wanting those referrals and things. So it's all, once you've got signed off for T and stuff, you then move on to the next thing, and then you're still scheduled in for your monthly injections and things, but you kind of forget how many you've had, and because that's not all you're thinking about anymore. But anyway, I've made a little list of things I've kind of got to cover on this one, because hence why I had Amy last time but not got her today, just because I tend to forget certain bits and pieces. So yeah, it's my 5 months on T. It seems to have gone kind of really quickly, but kind of also really slowly. I think when I see people on like Tumblr and YouTube and stuff, and they've been like on hormones like 3 months and they've got a lot of hair and things like that, it's like, I haven't got that. But I think some people who are trans tend to have a lot of testosterone in their systems anyway, and so tend to have deeper some that I've seen anyway, have deeper voices, and have more kind of facial hair and things like that. Whereas I never really had any facial hair and my voice wasn't particularly deep. So I'm kind of going for the average kind of person at the moment, I feel, with my kind of like hair and things like that. I said I've always kind of had hairier legs and things. I was sitting next to one of my colleagues at work today at lunch, rolled my trousers up, and she didn't believe me when I said I pretty much had this amount of hair on my legs before I even started T anyway, because she knows that I'm trans and she knows people that are trans as well. But my legs have always been quite hairy once I allowed them to grow and things. Hair on my arms, I've got random hair growing on the inside of my forearm. That's never happened. I normally had that solid gap there between hair end and things, but it's not a filling out, but I've got some random hairs there now. Hairs on my arms are darker. My mum said when she saw me last time that my hair on my arm are definitely darker. I'm getting some hair on the tops of my knees, which I've never had before, and I'm getting a lot more hair on the backs of my thighs at the moment. My belly, I've still got some hair coming through there. My snail trail is getting darker, but all the other hair across my belly and things like that, my chest, it's not particularly dark, it's still quite light at the moment. My tash line, got a couple of hairs there. Amy kind of suggested not to shave for a little while just to see kind of what happens. I've got some hairs coming in under here and at the sideburns. They're still very, very small, and you have to get magnifying glass pretty much, but they're there, and it kind of shows me that amount of progress really. My voice is deeper again. It's strange because you can actually feel that it's deeper. I didn't know if it would change kind of how you hear yourself, but it does, and you can feel, once your voice starts getting deeper, you can kind of feel the extra vibrations and things like that. It's quite strange, but also it's a really nice feeling knowing that before hormones you didn't have that vibration, and now you kind of have. It's still getting deeper. I still want to get deeper. I don't think I'm as deep as I'm gonna get yet, so I've still got some way to go. I think when people generally see me from afar, I'm able to pass, but when they kind of get closer and they hear me talk, I still don't pass that well then. My appetite, this is where Amy would probably disagree, I don't think my appetite is huge anymore. it's increased, and I know when I'm coming around to that next meal, and I know I need some food and things. So it's more, I'm more getting used to the kind of, now I need lunch, now I need some dinner. It's clearly getting to dinner time, I need some dinner. But my portions aren't as big as what they were when I first started hormones, I don't think. I'm still putting on weight, which I'm not particularly fond of. I was just under 10 stone when I started, and I've put on 3/4 of a stone. I'm not particularly exercising at the moment. I think with me and exercise, this is where I want my top surgery things, because when I want to go and exercise, so if I want to go out for a run or want to go out on a bike or something, I can't work out my binder because I get too hot and I can't breathe. So then I wear a sports top, and I end up getting really dysphoric putting that on and changing, because it changes people's perceptions and what they see, that I don't end up wanting to do this sport in the end. And it's like times where I kind of go, if I could just literally put on a pair of sports shorts and go out for a run, I would, that'd be great. But the fact that I have to change my top limits the fact that I want to. And I've always loved exercise. It's always something that I've really enjoyed, and it makes me feel better and things like that. In terms of dysphoria, I'm in the equal balance. It's really starting to get frustrating now, because I've got the energy and I really want to go out running. I want to make my body as much as I can. I want to build as much muscle as hormones is helping me to, and going out for runs, cycles, weightlifting, things like that. But not having the body to be able to just go and do it without having to change is really getting me down. But that's where I'm looking to next, is top surgery. I've got my next appointment in October, I think like the 1st of October or something like that. And hopefully, I know some people have got on their 3rd, get my referral for top surgery, because that is my next step. And I think once I've had that, I can then settle. But I suppose that's what every guy says. Once I've had that, I can then settle and live. But that's my next one. Downstairs growth. I would say it's grown. We are, in my name is pictures that we're doing, we are taking pictures of that as well, and it is growing. Sensitive wise, it's still quite sensitive. I don't think it's as sensitive as it was when I first started. Maybe I'm just getting used to the sensitivity, I'm not too sure, but yeah. My libido, I think it all seems to be plateauing at the minute. But I have a higher sex drive now since I'm on hormones than before. I've got more of an interest in it. It's still difficult for me, even though I've been with Amy near enough 6 years. It's still difficult for me to be intimate with Amy, because top wise I want top surgery. And I can't basically have sex bare chested because it makes me feel too dysphoric, so I have to wear a top. And that, when you want to be able to feel someone's skin against yours, you feel things that shouldn't be there, and it just really mucks in my head sometimes. And it also, my head kind of goes, no, you're not having this anymore. And anyway, it gets really frustrating. But yes, I've got higher sex drive than normal. My energy levels, as I said, my energy levels are higher. I am wanting to do more, but I get too dysphoric from my chest and having to change and things like that for me to actually go out and do stuff. As I said, I really want top surgery, and that is my next kind of step, my next goal. Me and Amy were away a couple of weeks ago on holiday, and I had it's kind of a binder that I got off eBay from like China or something. It cost like £2 or something, and it doesn't particularly compress, it just kind of flattens a little bit. And I wore a rash vest rash t-shirt over top of that, and I went swimming with that and went in water parks and things like that. Don't think I had any particular problems with that. I think there was a couple of people that looked at me a bit strange, but I was confident in doing that. The only problems was then laying by the pool when it's in hot and you've got a rash vest that comes up to there, long sleeves, and it got a bit frustrating. But I could quickly take that off and put just a vest on and lay there, and so I was quite happy. We've got Brighton Trans Pride on the 26th of July, so in a couple of weekends time. Me and Amy are going. We're going with some people from my trans group in Hastings, hopefully meeting up with some other people. The trans Facebook group that I'm part of, they're going with the banner, so hopefully we're going to be in the march, which would be awesome. But yeah, if you do live around that area, please come down. It's a great atmosphere. I went last year and there was just, it attracted all the trans people, but then it attracted families, people that happened to be walking around Brighton, saw this whole big commotion in a park and saw events going on, and they came in, and it was a really good atmosphere in kind of getting people not used to being around trans people, but rather than it being seen as something that should be swept under the carpet. There was clearly young guys there and young girls there with their parents, and the parents were clearly supportive of them and wanting to help them explore and stuff. It was just a really good atmosphere. So if you are around the area, or if you are coming down, always pop over and say hi if you see me around. But please do. I don't think there's anything else I want to say. I've gone through my list and I've said everything in my list. Also, with top surgery and stuff, at work I can wear polo t-shirts, but I have to wear my binder underneath it, and going around, because I work in a hospital, going around all the wards, I get really, really hot, and they don't have air conditioning. You have like one fan on a ward and you just stand in front of that for a good 5 minutes. But I'm just thinking, when I get top surgery, it will feel great, and it will be really good to be able to walk around just with the polo on top, and it feeling nice, and kind of cool and stuff, really. I don't think there's anything else I want to say at the moment. I'll put my Tumblr URL and Amy's at the bottom of this page. Again, always feel free to comment on the videos, leave us messages, either on YouTube or on Tumblr. Feel free to follow us. We're more than up for chatting or whatever. I think that's everything. Alright then, see ya.